This week, the FAA asked airports to monitor more closely how much alcohol passengers are served while they wait for flights. The request comes as the number of physical confrontations on commercial flights has skyrocketed this year, with attendants subduing travelers who in some cases aggressively refuse to wear a mask. Meanwhile, Spirit Airlines left passengers furious this week with mass flight cancellations as it and other carriers scramble to accommodate a summer travel rush. NBC's Ali Vitale has our Sunday focus on an ugly summer for air travel.
It should have been a summer of deferred travel dreams come true. Instead, for thousands across the country this week, a travel nightmare, and one the country may not wake up from soon. Staffing shortages, computer problems, and weather crippling an air travel system already under strain from a still-going COVID pandemic, spurring delays and cancellations across the board and angry passengers along with them.
We just stay in the line for like 3 hours waiting, nothing's happening.
Spirit Airlines canceling more than 2,000 flights this week alone, stranding hundreds of thousands of passengers. Their CEO vowing to do better.
Today's going to be better than yesterday, and probably in hindsight should have done more earlier on to stem the breadth of this particular disruption. How do we learn from this, and what do we do to get better?
American Airlines also slashing hundreds of flights this week, and Delta acknowledging it's struggling to keep up with demand as previously cooped-up travelers spread their wings.
What is going on with travel right now?
Simply put, travel is a hot mess. Consumers are, crowded onto planes. Airports are packed. Staffing levels are low, which is bringing us to some fights in the skies, unruly passengers, and mass cancellations for certain airlines. So it's certainly a stressful time to be in the skies.
That stress sometimes boiling over, each week seeming to bring a new incident of bad behavior in the skies. Like this one, aboard a Frontier Airlines flight. 22-year-old Maxwell Berry duct taped to his seat after allegedly groping and hitting flight attendants. He was later arrested and charged with 3 counts of battery. Or fists flying on this American plane from New Orleans to Austin. Just some of the more than 3,700 cases of unruly behavior by passengers so far in 2021. And a new survey showing more than 85% of flight attendants reported dealing with an unruly passenger this year. 1 in 5 saw physical altercations.
A bad day that you might be unlucky enough to face one time in your 30-year career. Now it is every single day when people are putting on their uniforms, they're thinking, is today the day that I get punched in the face?
And on top of it all, COVID still looming large. United Airlines becoming the first airline to require its team to get vaccinated, while passengers must still wear masks to take to the skies.
We have been saying for quite some time, get vaxxed, wear a mask, and come fly with us. And we've had to add, and be kind.
5th day of staggering flight cancellations. A spokesperson says cancellations should ease in the days to come, but as 3 News investigator Rachel Polanski explains, that's not what stranded customers want to hear as they struggle to get home.
That is the most scariest thing I've ever went through. Just the fact of being in another state. I don't have no one close to call.
These are the videos that Clevelander Sharon Coleman took in the Orlando airport after she found out that her Spirit flight was canceled.
I stood in line for a total of 12 hours before I actually talked to an agent.
And Sharian is one of thousands of passengers who was stranded, as Spirit's cancellations now top 1,700 since Sunday.
We're going to do our best.
The airline has blamed the operation meltdown on a series of issues, including weather, technology, and staffing shortages.
We didn't get no refund, no different flights, nothing.
It was the same story for Northeast Ohioan Katie Gowans, who spent $300 to book a flight through another airline, so she and her daughter were not stuck in Myrtle Beach.
It's very frustrating, especially when you have kids and sitting at the airport for hours and hours with kids. It's so miserable.
She received a $50 voucher from Spirit this morning.
That's a smack in the face. I want all my money back.
And it's not just passengers feeling the effects of these cancellations.
We could say we lost almost 20% of our business because of the flight's cancellation.
Uber and Lyft drivers are also taking a hit.
On weekdays, we mostly get from the airport, but now the airport is slow, we just go home.
But there is some light at the end of this tunnel. The president of a nonprofit consumer group called Flyers Right says if an airline cancels your flight, you can demand a full refund.
They'll say, well, we'll give you a voucher, we'll give you a later flight, etc. You need to ask for what's called an involuntary refund.
Asking for an involuntary refund, he says, are the magic words. Now, if you're stranded at the airport, you can also try and go to another airline counter and ask them if they'll honor your ticket. They don't have to, but some will, and this could help you get to your destination quicker. Rachel Plansky, 3 News.
Oh, and no one's stopping that? Earlier this month, 4 gates down from a TSA security checkpoint, a brawl breaks out outside of a Spirit Airlines gate.
Did you say outside of Spirit?
Yeah.
That's why. Hey, that is a linebacker. I feel like he should have picked somebody his own size because he literally tore him up.
A spokesperson for Detroit Metro Airport says an issue on board a flight turned into a fight once they got off.
We too grown to be outside acting like this. We falling and rolling around the ground. People got kids. They're all traveling. We're trying to make it home safe.
The video goes on for about a minute before passengers break it up. It's unclear at what point an official responded. The suspect was cited for assault, but the spokesperson we talked to didn't say who he was in the video.
I know their job is pretty tough. I've done security before too. But, somebody should have been there trying to break it up, trying to keep the peace, something.
It's the second time this year chaos captured on video at the North Terminal.
Oh my God.
In January, Spirit Airlines passengers attacked employees, upset for having to verify their bag size. 2 employees were hurt, 1 went to the hospital.
Everybody's in the house, and then you let them out. You know how many we let people out of the house, they go crazy. They don't know how to act sometimes.
2 similar situations in Florida this month. And in Miami, 3 simultaneous fights between passengers started over an issue about standby seats.
Well, I guess it's just happening everywhere recently. People are, since they're pent up in their house, they're coming out strong, I guess.
Flight attendants, they restrained an unruly passenger to a seat with duct tape, and this is during a Frontier Airlines flight. And there was one that was leaving from Philadelphia and headed to South Florida. So this morning, after initially putting that in-flight crew on paid leave, the airline is changing the stance. So this is new, Karen, because we just reported that they were on paid leave, and a lot of people are questioning that decision.
People freaked out on social media, and all of a sudden they started to backpedal, and we're like, maybe we should make a big change. So this is significant now. So the flight you mentioned is coming right from Philadelphia, going down to Miami. So now the airline, Frontier, says it supports and will pay the crew of the flight attendants. Let's first show you the moment in question. So you can see it, they actually duct taped him right there to the seat. So you can clearly see this guy screaming, yelling, acting out. What you don't see is that he is accused of groping 2 of the female flight attendants and then punching a male flight attendant. Well, the people there weren't having it. Part of the other passengers jumped on him to restrain him there. We know his name is Maxwell Berry out of Ohio, because he's now been charged. So they duct taped him to the seat, 22 years old, out of control, ordering all this kinds of alcohol. When they landed in Miami, he ended up being charged with 3 counts of battery. And the flight crew said, well, what are we supposed to do? We don't have stuff to restrain our passengers. We're just trying to do the best under these circumstances, and they certainly got a lot of support. So Frontier backpedaling. In a statement, they say, Frontier Airlines maintains the utmost value, respect, concern, and support for all of our flight attendants, including those who were assaulted on this flight. Now, initially, they said the crew would be relieved of flying pending completion of an investigation, which is required in such circumstances. But then when people put it out like they were assaulted, they changed their tune. And we had more drama. There was another flight, you're going to remember this one, also from Philadelphia to Miami last month, where we had a brawl broke out right at landing when they're getting their bags.
The don't get in the middle of that. Don't call the cops. Don't get in the middle of that, Sharon. I'm about to break it up.
Gosh. All right. So, this is just about people trying to get their overhead baggage, and someone thought it was taking too long, according to the person that recorded all of this video. So this is two women. This is just, what a scene there. So anyway, so this is one of those where someone's taking a little bit too long, someone else gets impatient, racial slurs are hurled, gets really ugly, gets really nasty, someone gets punched. The victim in this case did not press charges when they talked to the Miami-Dade police when they got off the plane, but too much bad behavior when we are flying. And it is a situation that people are very frustrated with.